What do you say about the Chiefs' next maneuvers here and what they learned from last night? Do you just chalk it up to just wasn't their night? Andy Reid, his team just looked way off. You can't. I mean, your dad too can only wonder what was going through Andy Reid's mind with his own son and what was going on with his own son and the accident that took place that affected others in a significant way, a frightening way. I mean, I don't know how you put it all together. Is that just a bad night, or do you think that this is something that Brett Veach is going to be able to put his finger on and say this won't happen again, X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, I think there's first of all, it's hard to get to the Super Bowl, and they had a great year. I mean, they did a lot of really great things. Last night, of course, was not their best night, and I don't think one game defines a season or one game defines a team. The challenge for them, as it is for a few other teams, is can they come back and kind of, put this game behind them and then go back and do it all over again next year. It sounds like, I'm sure you feel the same way. You say, oh yeah, they're going to be, really good again. And I would expect them to be, but there are no guarantees. And no matter how good of a season you're having, no matter how good you are talent wise, there's always these bumps in the road during the course of the year, and how well you navigate that determines whether or not you ultimately have a successful season. So, time will tell, but I do think Kansas City is going to be knocking on the door each and every year while Patrick Mahomes is their quarterback. But I think you bring up a good point as far as the situation that Andy Reid and his son find themselves in, and it's hard to try to determine just how big of a factor that was in the game. I would have to believe that it impacted at some level. I mean, I would think that it certainly would have affected Andy Reid. It would only be natural for anyone who has children to be in that position. You can understand, and then to try to get ready for, what is the biggest game of the season. I feel bad for all parties involved, and hate that it's happened to such a really good person in Andy Reid, but my heart goes out to everybody, and hopefully that all works out. But yeah, it's hard to determine exactly what the impact of all that might have been on the Chiefs.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.